This is the Hot Take Hockey Podcast with your hosts, Lucas and John Viveiros.
Lucas, man, how's it going?
We're back, eh?
Yeah, episode 41. We've got a lot on the go here. Good chats coming. Obviously, we kind of recapped the Stanley Cup final, and then a lot of things have happened. So, draft, awards, free agency, all that. Let's just quickly rip into it. Oh my gosh. Breaking news on the podcast.
No way.
Tyler Toffoli traded to the New Jersey Devils in exchange for Sharangovich and a third-round pick.
Oh my days.
Just started recording. The first breaking news on the HTH pod.
Buddy, that's a deal right there. Look at the Devils going for it.
Jeez. Okay, so there you go. We had a different plan, but let's rip right into it. So Tyler Toffoli for Sharangovich. I saw some reports earlier from today that Sharangovich was going to get moved. I think he had like 30 points in 70-something games. This is a guy that the Devils were high on at one point to be a good top 6 guy, at least consistent top 9 guy. And then, I mean, Lucas, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't even know if he saw like much playoff action at all. So he just wasn't like the Devils just don't see him as a part of the plan. Obviously, I'll just say this right off the bat. I'm surprised the Flames went this route, if I'm being honest. Like, I thought if you're trading a guy like Tyler Toffoli, you are getting a first-round pick, no doubt. And
so it looks like they're getting a third as well. It's
Sharangovich in a third. How are you feeling right off the bat? Just fresh take.
Man, it becomes so difficult, I feel like, when you're trying to trade away players who don't want to be there, right? You're fighting the, you don't have the sense of, how do I say it? It's almost like you don't have the backing on your side to get more, right? So it's sort of desperate in a way. And that's what I feel like is going to happen with a lot of these Flames guys. Obviously, Toffoli kicking it off here. Sharangovich, I feel like he's a good middle six guy, and he's going to probably blossom into that. But Toffoli's a legit scorer.
What a get for the Devils. Are you kidding me? Like, Toffoli's going to have a chance to play with Jack Hughes or Nico Hischier. What a get.
And if they keep Timo Meier around, like they're shaping up. The Devils are shaping up.
Yeah, like I don't know how you can't take them seriously as like they might have one of the best top 9s in the league. So I'm just looking at this like, I was just going to quickly say, if Toffoli does 80% of what he did last year, he ripped 73 points in 82 games, 34 goals to show for. Even if he rips 25 goals for the Devils next year, that is a get. For that price, Sharangovich in a third. Like, we're going to have things rolling in here on Twitter, but I mean, I know you're a big Devils guy, man. Like, this is a big get for them.
This is a big get. And what's he at? He's at like a 4.25 cap hit. And he's got just next year left. So he's got 1 year left, which is good for the Devils, right? I mean, they're getting a good goal scorer who they're not tied to him if it doesn't work out as a fit. I don't see how it can't with the centers that they have and who he's going to play with. But just in case, they're not like locked in and bound to a deal that might, bite them in the butt later. It's a 1 year, 4.25. Like, and for Toffoli, he's got to love it too, right? I mean,
big time.
Now he's going to play on a really good team that has big aspirations. He's back into playoff hockey after missing with the Flames last year.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at Toffoli as a guy that I feel like his progression in the league, just overall, I'm really impressed what he's become overall. Like, it's, to me, like, and I see this a lot of times with Cup winners. Like, he was like a very low key piece on the LA Kings Cup team, and then went to Vancouver and Montreal, had a lot of success. Even went to Calgary, had a lot of, like, there's never been a point where anyone said Tyler Toffoli's just been like a guy. Like, he's always been a big time contributor for any team he's played. And yeah, I mean, now I look at it, I mean, Sharangovich, just quickly, like, that's where I go. Obviously the Flames see something to give this guy a shot. Because again, I'm surprised with the value here. Like, 25 years old, 6'2", so he can play in all 3-4 positions. I've seen him on the right wing. I've seen him on the left wing. I've seen him up the middle at times. As I said, 30 points in 75 games. He did have 46 points last year in 76 games. That's showed where I was going to go.
That's where I was going to go with that.
Only 3 playoff games.
He took a step back this year, no doubt. But after the 2021, 2022 season, he was looking really promising as like, this guy's going to be potentially a top 6 guy for the Devils, right? With Hischier or Hughes. So I think there is a lot there. Even the year before, he had 30 points in 54 games. So,
Yeah.
It's not like there's not production or some pop here that you could see this guy score 25 goals again.
But this is showing what the Flames want, right? Like this is, it's similar to the Jets, Lucas. Like the Jets, if they really wanted, they could have got like draft picks left and right for Pierre-Luc Dubois. And we'll talk about this later in the pod, but they opted to get roster ready players back. And the Flames with Jonathan Huberdeau, with Mackenzie Weegar, Nazem Kadri, all these guys they've locked up, they're not ready to just hit the reset and rebuild. Like they want to go through a retool here. They've got guys coming in like Connor Zary, Jacob Pelche, Matthew Coronado, all these young guys, they're going to step into their forward group, but they want to implement that with the veterans coming in. So Sharangovich is in between those two examples I just used. But that just shows, again, similar mindset as the Jets. They're not trying to build up assets here. They're trying to get guys that they believe are going to be in the roster next year.
Yeah. I think overall, obviously we're going to give the Devils the big win here. They're getting the more impact player. They're obviously the team that's just a lot more, serious at contending right now. We'll see what the Flames do in the offseason. Obviously with the contracts they have, like you were saying, they're going to have to bolster up that team. But New Jersey, big dub, man. Big dub. I'm happy to see it because you know what, John, if they didn't go on the run they did this year, and even just let's say make the playoffs like they did this year, a lot of people had them out. I had them as a team that could contend for playoffs, but I didn't even have them cemented in. So the fact that they got in and made some noise, I think there's going to be a lot of momentum for New Jersey to keep adding. Obviously, we saw them move Mackenzie Blackwood out, a little bit of a minor trade in regards to what we're seeing lately. But with Mackenzie Blackwood moving out, maybe that's another potential spot for Mr. Connor Hellebuyck. Maybe.
That's so funny, bro, because I was literally just about to say that. I was just about to say that because I was fooling around Cap Friendly earlier, and I was like, how can the Devils get Connor Hellebuyck here? And they make this kind of trade instead. But honestly, bro, I still think they're in on it. I still think they're going to see if they can make a trade like that. Because, man, I look at their roster right now, and I just want to read out a few things just before we recap this.
Yeah.
So their forward group right now as it stands, if they can figure out the Timo Meier situation, which they're confident in, Andre Palat, Nico Hischier, Bratt, Timo Meier, Jack Hughes, and we'll say Eric Holla sticks with his buddy, maybe Jack Hughes. Then your third line could be a combination of like Dawson Mercer, Michael McLeod, and Tyler Toffoli. Like, is that not the best? Like, that's up there, man. That's crazy.
That's insane, man. That's crazy. This is almost a window for New Jersey to kind of go for it now while they're younger. And then eventually some of these contracts, man, when they're going to have to pay Hughes a little more, like down the line, like way down the line, they're going to have a new sort of team. But right now, man,
like that top nine I just listed, that's crazy. It's
insane. It's got to be one of the best top nines in the league.
Yeah.
It's got to.
So, and just quickly on your Hellebuyck point, the one piece I'm interested to see what the Devils do is Alexander Holtz. They were very high on that guy. And it's similar to like what we've seen like with like a lot of different players in the league, Nick Robertson's the example in Toronto is like, if you don't give the guy the opportunity to play in the top nine, specifically the top six, like you don't want to waste that asset. So for a guy like Alexander Holtz, I wonder if that could be the big piece that's included in a Connor Hellebuyck trade, because if you get Connor Hellebuyck in here, maybe like Vanacek, Holtz, draft pick to Winnipeg, get Connor Hellebuyck in here, no one can deny the Devils are cup contenders. If they bring Hellebuyck or a goalie like that with the defense they already have and that top nine I just listed, the Devils are easy cup contenders if they get a guy like Hellebuyck.
Yeah, this team's already so serious in the Metro, and you're bang on with that. If they get Hellebuyck, man, they're right up there. They'll probably be right up there in the Vegas favorites for winning the Stanley Cup for sure.
100%. All right, so let's just quickly rip through. I mean, that's crazy, right? I think that's the first time that's happened. I think like a minor trade's happened, but like to the extent of that, that's the first time it's happened on the HTH pod.